What's up, beautiful people? It is your girl Kai, and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, I have a special guest here. This is my bestest friend in the whole wide world. This is my best friend, y'all. Her name is, she can introduce herself.
I am Niaja, aka Nee. Just call me Nee, y'all.
So as you guys can see from the title, today we will be telling a story time, and this story time is honestly just to tell our story. You guys know that I love to be transparent. I kind of have no choice but to be transparent. God kind of forces me to be transparent in a lot of things, and a lot of things that I tell you guys. So I asked her if she didn't mind sharing this story with me, and she agreed to do it. And I just wanted to put it out there in hopes to let you guys know, like I always tell you guys, I'm not perfect. God has brought me through a lot of things. God has kept me when I chose to be out there doing stupid stuff. Honestly, because we went on a lot of adventures. We went on a lot of adventures together, and God just really kept us, and we just wanted to share this story to shed light and let you guys know if he did it for us, he can do it for you. And God has given us another chance, because look where I am.
So many chances. I'm gonna just say not another one. So many chances.
Yes, God has given us so many chances, and you may feel like, because whatever your past may be, I went through this, I did this,
you feel like you ain't gonna never come from it. Yes, you
or
will.
That God can't use you, or God can't use you to get to his people, but God will turn a mess into a miracle. God wants us in our brokenness so that we can have testimonies, and so that we can tell of God's glory, and his grace and his mercy
and his saving power.
Yes. Because he really has turned us around, and we honestly look at life so much differently now. And
we look back and just be like,
thank
that
you,
was
God.
Us? Like, we really did that? Like, yes.
And we just always say thank you, God, because it was nobody but God.
Like, even when we counted ourselves, like, he ain't gonna never use me for this, he ain't gonna never do that, because I didn't
my life is never gonna turn around.
I'm gonna still be stuck in this rut. No.
God is moving. No. God is moving in my life today, our lives today, in a mighty way.
And every time I say, every morning you wake up, that is a new opportunity for a new blessing. You have a new opportunity every day you open your eyes. Every time you blink, that's a new opportunity. You could change your yesterdays to your todays. And tomorrow. You can change your today and tomorrow. All you have to do is wake up and be ready for another opportunity.
God gives us a new chance every day. His grace renews every day. It's just up to us to learn from yesterday, to learn from our past, and put those things that we have been through, into motion, into lessons learned. Use those as stepping stones. Don't just keep repeating the same things, Because
repetitive cycles stay the same. You cannot change if you do the same thing.
Exactly. You have to put into your mind that you're ready for a difference, and that you're ready for a change, y'all, because I never thought that God would have used me to be right here in front of y'all talking and telling my story. And a lot of y'all are really like, wow, I needed that. Like, I never would have thought it would have been me, like little old me who got some skeletons in the closet, okay? Like, I never would have thought. But we gonna stop rambling, and we just gonna get into the story time. As y'all can see from the title, today we will be telling the story time of the time
we went to jail.
We almost went to jail. Like, we were this close to going to jail. Like behind the police car.
Like running out, like
we were behind the police car like this.
The
like
pat down, everything.
Almost
outside in the cold, everything, y'all. Like, we was right.
About to go to jail, but God.
But God. That's what you decided there. We almost went to jail. ... But God.
But God.
But God.
Like,
nothing
honestly. But God. Okay, guys. So here we go. So this was in 2018.
It was 2 years ago? 2 years ago, because remember the story that came out. Oh, your Snapchat.
Yes, this was 2018. It was in March. And actually, the date just passed. Like, March, and this is what made us think about it.
Like March 8th, yes. March 8th,
it was March 8th, 2018. Because March 8th was just a couple days ago. And the day popped up in my Snapchat memories. And I was like, friend, it's been almost 2 years since I was about to go to jail. So, yes, this was March 8th. We were still living in Miami at the time. We were going to college. We were going to Miami-Dade Community College. And at this time, y'all, we were really heavy smokers.
When I say heavy, y'all, wake up.
Like, we were, and then the thing is, like, obviously in Miami, like we didn't live together, but we stayed like all of like 10 minutes away from each other. So we were just always fine. Like I was driving, I had a car, so I was always picking her up.
And we would find somewhere to smoke.
Yeah, like we were always smoking. And our parents and our like family was used to us always being together, so they weren't suspecting that we was like smoking anything or possibly about to go to jail.
They didn't, mind you. I want to, before we finish, Mommy, Daddy, I'm sorry.
Mom, when you see this, my grandma, I don't know any of my family that watches my channel, besides my sister, because she already knew, because I told my sister everything.
Yeah, my members know, but my mom and daddy.
But yeah, to all my family, my mama, my grandma, if my daddy see this, I'm sorry y'all didn't know this, but it was no reason for y'all to know because your girl didn't.
I just want to say, like, I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart because y'all put so much trust in me for me to do something like this. I apologize.
So yeah, just we're sorry to our parents if they're watching this, and my grandma, because my grandma will be very disappointed in me. Whew, but I didn't go, grandma. Okay,
but God.
So yeah, so this day I was at her house. She was doing my hair. She do hair. She did my plaids.
I'm just saying this. Prior to this, I was clean. Like I was like.
Oh, were you on a hiatus?
I think I was on a hiatus at this point. Like,
were you?
I think I was. Remember, because I was doing good, and it was like the first day back, instant smoking.
She would take hiatuses like during our time, while we would smoke. But I wasn't. Like I was going strong. So this day, I was at her house and she was doing my hair, and I was like, "Oh, friend, you want to smoke?" Like I think we actually went to go like cop or whatever. Yeah. So she did my hair. We went to cop, and y'all, see, this is why you're supposed to do what you're supposed to be doing, because this day I had class. This was I had an evening class, and after she finished my hair in time for me to make it to class. I'm like, man, I ain't in the mood to go to class today. I knew somebody in the class, so I was like, I'm gonna just ask her if she could sign me in. Don't act like y'all didn't do that in college. But yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna just ask her if she could just sign me in so I get my attendance, and boom. I should have took my behind the class, y'all, because listen. So
wait, did I go to? I did go to work that day. Never mind.
Okay.
I did go to work that day.
So so she finished my hair. Boom. We went, got what we needed to get. Whoop-de-whoop.
Now we like, where we finna go?
So mind y'all, we used to go post up by this place around the street around the corner from her house. We used to call it Parkway because that's what it was. It was like a school, right? Did we know at the time? Yeah, we knew it was a school there, but we used to post up like far away, like down the field. Yeah, and mind you, it was nighttime. Like it was nighttime. We just used to post up on the side of the field, park the car,
and just be out there being
incognito. Like my car is black tents, everything. So we really was thinking we was incognito, right?
So mind y'all, we sitting in the car, right? We rolled up.
Yeah, we had like a pretty decent amount of weed on us. But we smoked like a couple joints, so we only had a little bit left by the time
all of this happened.
The popo rolled up.
So we sitting there, and I own everything, on my life, on my mama. I kid y'all not, I thought I heard a gunshot.
Yeah.
So we sitting there. This my job. This after we had done smoked this stuff or whatever.
We was sitting there having a deep conversation about life. Like really, we was just, like, like if you know when you high, you become like a philosopher.
Like you really think, man.
You just be so deep into your thoughts.
Sky,
So we was having a really deep conversation. Like we was feeling good, feeling great. Like we just sitting in my car, seats back, like just lean back, just chilling, talking. We on cloud Nizzy 9.
Like at this point, like we
was chilling.
And all of a sudden I'm like, "For you heard that? Hi, what?" I'm like, "You ain't hear that?" And it sound like a gunshot to you. She like,
I'm like, "No,
nah,
just
chill. Like just chill."
She's like, "All right."
So at this point, I'm just like, I might as well just.
So yeah. So we sitting there, right? I said it's dark outside. My tent on my car is dark.
Mind y'all, we post up there all the time. So if you live there, you see this black house.
Yeah, all the time. Like we post up there all the time. This our neighborhood. Like this is our area. Like literally, we know it. We used to being over there. Exactly, it's right around the corner from our house. So I'm looking okay, the way we're parked, like my car is like facing on the sidewalk. Like, it's like, you know how you would park like on the grass next to a sidewalk? So like part of your car, like one part of your car is facing the sidewalk and the other car is next to the street. Yeah. So since I was in the driver's seat, I was on this side. So basically in the car, we were reversed. Yeah, I was closer to the street. And she was in the passenger seat, so closer to the sidewalk. So I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I'm like, like it was a truck, like it was a car just like right there, like just rolling up on us. The lights was off, nothing, right? So I was like, friend, I was like, who that? I was like, look at that car. And mind you, she turned. As soon as she turned around, they put their police lights on. It's like real. They put the lights on. I was like, y'all, I was still about to take off.
Kaisha was in the driver's seat like, friend, should I pull out?
Listen, I was nervous. Like, it's like my fight or flight instincts kicked in, and it was telling me to flight. And they telling me to jet. I had my hand on the steering with my finger on the button. I was like, should I go? I'm finna go. And she was like, no.
Like, oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm like, what the heck is you doing? Like, no, like, stop, stay still. Like, what is you doing? This is the police. You cannot move. If you move, like, we going to jail for real. Like, at this point, like.
But my mind was not thinking that, y'all. Like, I really was like, I gotta go. Like, I can't go to jail. Like, we gotta go.
So, y'all, her windows cracked like this much. So, at this point, not just this light on, but the little light that's on the side of the car, the light came on, y'all, and they pointed it through the window. I'm sitting there like.
Yeah, so he walked up to the car. And I think the first question he said, he was like, what's going on? What y'all doing? Mind you, me and her, prior to the police walking up to the car, we weren't saying nothing to each other. Like, we was just sitting there. We was just in mute. Like, I guess we both was processing what was going on. So when the police said what's going on, I took my breath because I don't know what I was about to say, but I was about to say something.
Y'all, my acting skills came out full fledged, but I said that.
She was sitting over there crashing.
Tears had came down my eyes.
She was like, I just broke up with my boyfriend.
And at this point, I'm calling my friend, so I want him like answer the phone so I can hang up. Be like, leave me alone. Like, I was really getting into character. Like, I was really. The police is like, is that why the car smells like weed? And it was like. At that point, like, all the tears had dried up. I was just.
Y'all, from this point on, she went mute. Anytime the police was asking us questions, she was not talking.
Because I learned anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You got the right to an attorney. And I was like, I'm not going to say nothing to y'all because I am not trying to.
If it was up to her, we would have been at the precinct.
Definitely. And we would have both been quiet. Waiting on our lawyer or somebody to come get us.
At this point, I wasn't even trying to get to the lawyer. I didn't even want the lawyer.
Yeah, I was.
No. Because once you get to the precinct, you got to call somebody to come pick you up. And what I'm going to tell my mom, oh, Mom, my car on the side of Parkway, but I'm at Miami Gardens Police Department. Like, and on my mama, she would have let me sit. And I was not.
I'd have been like, Mom, I'm sorry, but look, listen, I was being stupid. Like, anytime I left the house, I was being stupid. I'm sorry.
We were being really stupid. So, at this point, the police is like, is that why the car smelled like weed? And I was just like, I was like, officer, my brother was in here earlier. And I mean, honestly, my brother was in the car earlier, but obviously I smoked with my brother earlier. So I was like, no, I didn't say that then. He was like, if I search this car and I find
a grain,
and he was like, it's a seed of weed in here, y'all going to jail. And I was like, well, it may be, officer, because my brother was in here earlier and I don't know what he could have left in here. And he was just like, at this point, he was not buying that story.
He was like, F what y'all got going on.
He was like, and
I ain't trying to hear.
Like, no offense to anybody that is not my color, but these officers were white officers. And we're obviously two black girls in a predominantly black neighborhood. So they were being nasty to us.
They
honestly.
were really trying to make us go down for anything.
They were being really nasty to us. So so at that point, he was like...
Mind y'all, at this point, we only saw one officer.
Yes, we only assumed it was one officer. Yeah. So he was like, step out the car. So I'm like, at this point, anytime you hit an officer tell somebody to step out the car,
you going in the back of their car. Like, at that point, once you get out, you going in the back of that. So
I was like, at this point, inside, I'm like, like,
mind y'all.
I am on the inside. I was literally like crying at this point, like, because
everything that we had to work for, it's like in my head, I was getting a visual of everything I had to work for. Like, I had to just graduated, that came and disappeared. I had to just got my license, my security license, that came, that had to disappear. Like,
and it's like
all I saw was myself myself in an orange jumpsuit, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie.
And it's at this point, I was just like I was working at a school at the time. I was working for the public school system. I was 2 months away from graduating from Miami-Dade.
Yeah. If you get financial aid and you have any type of record,
they will take your financial aid. So I was about to graduate from college. Like I was about to get my AA, had did my 2 years after high school. Like I said, I was working for the public school system. Like we was doing pretty good. Like we were good kids. At that time, like, we just like to smoke from time to time.
And that was our only one of our only mistakes.
Right. So the officers like step out the car. So at this point, we both go
to get out the car. Because in my mind, I'm thinking he's talking both of us because he said get out the car. So I'm like, let me get out the car. So I go to like reach like for the handle to get out the car. So I push the door and another officer, whoa, what are you doing?
He grabbed his gun and pushed the door closed back. So I'm like, friend, just wait.
So I sat there. I was stiff as hell. I'm like, I'm not moving.
I'm like, just wait. Because if y'all shoot my friend and y'all just told us to get out the car, we're going to have a problem.
So now at this point, I'm just sitting there still.
So I was like, just wait, friend. So I get out the car. He's like, hands up. So I'm like,
you have anything sharp or pointy in your pocket? Is there any weapons in the car?
I'm like, I have a taser in my book bag. Like, that's it, officer. I just carry a taser. So at this point, we walk. I'm behind the car and with my hands like this behind my head.
All right, now you can get out of the car. So now I get out of the car. He hold your. So my hands. I'm like. What? Like, what?
No, I wasn't. I was.
I'm like, what? He's like, is there anything sharp in your pocket? I'm like, I think I got my earrings in my pocket. Because at this point, I'm like, if you feel something poke you, then you going to be like mad at me. So I'm like, my earrings in my pocket. So he had to like the little pat down. And now we both stand behind the car.
We behind the car. They patting us down. He's like, I'm finna search the car. Well, he asked us for our IDs, and we're like, oh, they're in our bag.
No. Prior to that, he didn't. I don't think he even asked us. He just went and got.
No, he asked me.
He never asked me.
He asked me where was my ID because that's when he said I had anything. I told him I had a taser in my bag. Mm-hmm. So he went in my bag. He found my ID. He just went in hers. He didn't even ask her.
Didn't ask me at all.
He just got our IDs. And honestly, I'm like, I don't even know. Are they supposed to go in our bags? Like, can't we get our own ID?
We're not supposed to get touched. Mind you, after all of this, I did my research. They're not supposed to touch females.
Exactly. It was supposed to be a female officer, and they were patting us down and stuff like that. So they start searching the car now. Mm-hmm. So at first he in the front seat. They searching. Mind you, we're just standing behind the car.
And it's cold as hell in Miami.
And honestly, it wasn't cold, but at night the temperature just dropped.
It got cold.
And it was just
heck.
And it was just breezy, right? So it was like, it was cold. We just standing behind the car. They being nasty. They not talking to us. They just doing what they doing. Searching the car.
Nasty faces, y'all. Like.
So they was in the front seat. So when they got to the back seat, we kind of both looked at each other.
It was like,
oh, it's about to go down because y'all. We kept a bag in my back seat.
Bag, it had like,
lighters,
like the wraps, the
grinder. It was our weed bag.
Yeah,
we were smokers. Like, we was heavy smokers. And if you were a heavy smoker, you keep your kit, your essentials.
You got the scissors, everything.
You got your wrap, your grinder, your lighter. Y'all, we had like a little bong thing. Like,
we had everything in that bag.
Had essentials to smoke. Paraphernalia.
Yes, let's call it paraphernalia.
So.
And inside of this bag, there were little like baggies. It's these things that were called stink sacks. And I had bought some.
Yeah, because that's like when we would travel or we would keep it in there on a regular, like you would put it in there and it would conceal the smell.
You close it and like there's no smell. So there were a bunch of stink sacks inside of this bag.
Because at the store you couldn't buy just one.
You had to buy
she bought a pack of it. So, and we also used to like save like our joints. Like, when we finished the roaches, like a roach a day, we would keep
someday.
We would keep them in this container.
So we could never mind.
For later.
So I don't even want to explain it.
So he's searching the driver's side, boom. He gets to the passenger side. The bag was under the passenger seat.
In the back seat.
So he went up under the seat.
Boom, and he came on this side to
and
the back
he came to the bag.
And then we both was just
and we was like, so
what's
he
this?
comes out the car. It out.
Mind y'all, this is a bright orange bag. This is not
bag. We were dumb. Like we really thought that we were invincible. We never thought that it could happen to us.
Yes.
Like we were just
so lackadaisical. Like,
we were really lackadaisical. Like, we were not smart about how we were moving at all. But best believe this opened our eyes. Like,
very much so.
We were really not smart. But you live and you learn. The most important thing is to learn from your lessons.
From what you went through.
You learn from everything that you went through, and we learned from that. Like, we never had another encounter with the police. We never stopped riding around with. I mean, we stopped riding around with weed and things on us. And if we did have in the car, we would be like, if we roll with it, we go pick it up, we would be cautious to put in a gas tank or not have it directly in the car. Granted, that should have taught us to stop smoking at that point, but honestly, we didn't. We stopped for a while after that.
And then once it got back on, it was like we slowed down.
Yeah, we really were cautious with how we moved, and we slowed down with it. So after he pulled out the bag, he's on top of my car. He set the bag on top of the car.
He put it down with a smile. Oh, like
here we go. We hit the jackpot. So we just, at this point, we were kind of getting like a little annoyed and kind of getting attitude. They were snarky. It just like they knew that they had the upper hand.
They were being very. What is it? Not degrading. What is it? It's a word.
Judgmental?
No, it's another word. It's a word. They were. I forgot. Anywho, they were treating us like we were very minute. Like
they knew they had the control. Like they were just treating us like we was dumb.
Yeah.
So he's putting everything out the bag, and he's like, "What's this?" So he picks up the grinder, and he's like, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, y'all have the high grade. Y'all don't smoke zone. Y'all have the high grade."
And then he pulled out the bags. He was like, "Oh, you guys are distributors. Oh, these are bags. These are bags.
These are distributor bags.
Do you know how many years you can get for this?
Oh, you guys selling this stuff?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Officer, we are not selling this.
We are college students." He was, "Oh, you're a college?"
No, that's not the point.
No,
that point, yeah. My friend was like, we're not distributors." She was like, "I got that." He was like, "I never seen these around this area." And my friend was like, "I got that from the smoke shop
around the corner,
right up the street on 199. You can go there."
And I gave him the directions and the address. I'm like, "You go there yourself if you want to buy some, sir."
So then he pulled out our little container that we kept our roaches in, and he was just like,
"Oh, this is soil." Oh.
He was like, "What are you guys doing with these? Why are you keeping these? Oh, this is trash." And I'm just like, "Don't worry about it." So I didn't say that, but so then he's just putting out everything out the bag, and then he was just like, "Oh, y'all," he was like, "Oh, y'all know y'all finna go to jail, right?" And I was like, "Officer, that is really what I'm trying to prevent." Like, I was like, "We're in school." Like, I was like, "We work." Like, we're honestly not trying to go to jail. He was like, "Oh, y'all get financial aid? Oh, that's finna go away. Y'all not finna get that no more. Because y'all going to jail tonight. You finna have a record now." You know when you have a record. Like, they was just talking
like he was very.
Like, they were just talking like this was life. Oh, y'all finna go to jail. You finna get a record. Oh, this.
Like, they were making us feel so like. I don't know. I could say like criminals because at that point we was like criminals, but not
like
really.
We had a record. They had they put in our ID and we
got
had
3 felonies. We out on the run. We just broke out of jail.
Like they really was treating us like criminals and. No. So he was like, "Oh, y'all get financial aid? Oh, you know you can't get financial aid if you got a record. That's finna go out the window because y'all finna go to jail tonight. Y'all finna go to jail." And we just like,
My job. At this point, I'm still quiet. I'm still behind the car.
Yeah, she was not talking at all. And that's me. I'm like, he's like, when he said we're going to go to jail, I'm like, "Officer, that's what I'm trying to prevent. Like, we're in school. We go to college. We work and stuff." And he was just not trying to hear it.
He wasn't trying to help us. He wasn't trying to, he wasn't trying to be considerate. Like,
yeah,
he didn't have consideration.
Like, he didn't have a heart. Like, he was just, didn't care. Like, I do this every day. Y'all just...
Another... check on my book.
Exactly. Like, y'all just another one that I'm finna lock up. Like, that's really, like, their attitude was just so nasty.
It was nasty.
So, at this point, we had them been standing outside this car in the cold for a long time. So at this point, the other officer called her to one side, and then the other man called me to the other side. And pretty much he was just talking to me like, he was like, "All I want to know is where y'all get it from. Is it from around here? I just want to know." So meanwhile, while he's trying to talk to me, convince me, because all this stuff going through my head, I'm like, I can't be no snitch, but I can't go to jail. Like, I don't know what to do.
And I just assumed since the other guy just seen it, I wasn't going to say that. He was just like standing there. So.
And the whole time, in my head, I'm just like. y'all know, like, when you in trouble, I was just praying that prayer. Lord, if you get me out of this.
I kid y'all not. The whole time since that man said, get out the car, all I was doing was, Lord, please.
Yes.
Lord, please.
Like, I was just like,
if you get us out of this one, I will never do it again. Lord, please. Lord, please. And I'm getting chills to like,
because
it really
it was
like that,
really
y'all.
scary because it's
very
like,
much so.
we are not those type of people.
We've never
at
seen
all.
I've never got pulled over. I
never had a run-in with the police.
I've never had to go through that situation ever in my life. So going through that one time,
was
inside, I was screaming, I was crying, I was like, Mama, please, on the inside, but outside, I was.
And it's like, when you know you're genuinely a good person, you're not trying to have no run-ins with the law. Like,
you do
we
everything
were
you can
scared.
to
like,
it,
I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I ain't hard body. Like, I'm not. Like, no. Like, when it comes to the law and the police, like, I never want to see the inside of a jail. I never want to have anything on my record or anything where now I have to pick and choose how I live my life now because I got a record or things like that.
That's
like,
not something that you want to have to go through, especially
and
as an adult,
I knew
because
that
you want to live your life happily. Like, you want to live the life that you want to live.
And I knew that wasn't the life God wanted for me, like, or us, and that's why he got us out of that situation. He just needed to shake us up.
That was definitely a shake up, y'all. That
just
shook
really
me to my core, like,
to shake us up, right? So at this point, the officer that had her was making her dump out everything.
Yeah,
like,
at that point, because they seen, like, all we had left was literally, like, a nug. Like, a literal, like, just this much. So they weren't going to take us to jail over this much of weed. Like, they
didn't have evidence that we was already high. They just knew what they saw. So
or they smelled and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was just like, dump it out. So he dumped it out, and then he made me step on it, I guess, because he didn't want to get any residue on his shoes. So I stepped on it and I squished it or whatever.
He made us, like, made her dump out the roaches and stuff like that.
And he was like, when y'all get to the next garbage can, throw this bag in the garbage. Like, I don't want to see this no more. Like,
so the other officer was asking me where did we get it from, and then mind you, I mean, at this time I couldn't negotiate with her. Like, I couldn't be like, friend, what should I do? Like, should I take?
Because
like, they had
us
separate.
And I feel like, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like what they kept asking us was, are y'all going to be co-defendants?
Yes.
Are y'all going to be co-defendants?
No, they asked it when they pulled out the bag. They asked us, whose bag was it? And we said, it's both of ours. And then he said, no. He said, no. He said, it can't be both of yours. He said, whose car is this? I said, it's my car. He's like, well, so it's her bag. So she going down for it. And I was like, okay, if that's how you feel,
no, that's both of our bags.
And then she's like, no, that's what she talked. She was like, no, it's both of our bags.
Like, I felt like they was making me, like, say, this is her. They wanted her to go down
and
for it.
And he was like, oh, so y'all gonna be co-defendants? Y'all gonna be co-defendants?
I was like, at this point, and that's when I was just like, I guess. And I just sat back like,
honestly, it was both our bags. Everything that was in that bag, we would have on or bought at some point. Like, you know, so at that point, he was just like, once he had put us separate, he was like, oh, I just want to know where you got it from. Is it around here? Da-da-da. And I was just like, no, like, honestly, it wasn't in that area. Like, we used to cop from, like, a Spanish guy. Like, that was nowhere in Miami Gardens. So I was like, right. So I was like, but I mean, honestly, we had like multiple people that we would go to.
Quite a few.
So, yeah.
If you're smoking, then you know you go to quite a few people.
You have to have different people, you know. So at this point, I was like, he was like, you got the information? So I'm like, yeah. So in my head, like I told you, I'm like, I ain't trying to be a snitch. And
but I ain't trying to
go to jail. Over no weed. Like, come on now.
Over a piece of weed.
If you gonna lock me up for doing something that count. Like, that's gonna be worth my while.
Really needed it, like,
still in a car, robbing a bank. Like, you gonna take me down for something that counts. Like, I was not trying to go to jail for smoking. Like, I really no.
It wasn't worth it.
It was not worth it at all. So at this point, he was like, "Oh, you got his information?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh, it's in my phone." I was like, can I go get my phone out the car? So I had pulled up my one of my plugs, like, information, and I was just like, no, like, I'm not gonna do this to nobody. Like, I'm not gonna get nobody else caught up for my mishaps. And you know me moving wrong. So honestly, I just wrote some wrong information on the paper. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, we had to get out of there.
And that's what we had to do at that moment.
Exactly. And like I said, I was not finna allow nobody else to go down. Like, even though, I mean, it is illegal, but I wasn't gonna allow nobody else to go down because I got caught, you know, or I got messed up. So I wrote down some wrong information on the paper and I gave it to him. You know, the post, they had them little pads and I gave him back his little pad. And then they gave us back our IDs.
No, but then he went before that he went and ran our IDs to make sure like we didn't.
He
have
already
any
did
warrants.
that when we first gave him to him.
To make sure we didn't have like no warrants or nothing like that. Because I'm pretty sure if we did have a warrant, we was definitely gonna go there.
Yeah, so they gave us back our IDs, and then he didn't. At that point, now they trying to play nice. Y'all be safe. Y'all be careful.
Next
da da da.
you get $2,000 away.
And I was just like,
not see you guys ever again.
Yeah, so at this point, we pulled off, like, she was on the verge of about to cry, and I just could not stop laughing.
No, I was laughing, like, I kept laughing, but as I was laughing, it was like, tears, like, oh my God.
Like, y'all know how when y'all in really serious situations, and you not, like, I could not stop laughing, like, and it's not that it was funny, like, I was just really scared.
I was laughing, honestly, because it was just, like, Lord, like, his saving grace.
Yeah,
it's
like
unmatched, y'all. Like,
we got to her house. I told y'all she stayed right around the corner. So like we pulled her and we prayed. We
sat. That's what I'm saying. We sat there and we just like sat there and prayed. And
we sat there and we just started praying so hard. And we was just like,
we was on edge, like that whole, like we sat in the car for a good like 10, 15 minutes just sitting there just like, did that just really happen? Did that just really happen? Like we was
because
really,
like all I did not have to do was give this man what he wanted, and we would have been back in the back of those police cars. Like, and it's just like,
it's crazy.
Nobody but God, because we started thinking about all the possible scenarios.
We were by a school. If you're in the vicinity of a school doing illegal things, like having like that's an automatic year.
We were by a school. It don't matter if what time it is. Park.
Anything where kids,
children,
anything
we
like that.
We were thinking about like if we had been with anybody else that we normally hang out with, or that we normally smoke with,
apart from each other, and it was just one of us, like
you never know how it could have happened, or we could have had nastier because they were being rude already. But we got people that didn't even want to reason with us, or didn't even want to know where it came from. You know, like.
Or what if when I did try to reach for that door, he did pull out that gun and he did like let off that.
Exactly, or anything, or they could have just shot at us for anything, like
for just
anything could have happened. Yeah, and I'm like, and then it's like as we started to tell people that we normally hang out with, they're just like, oh, that's normal. You ain't. Well, I had to run there before. You ain't never had to run there. Or
it's just like
it's normal. We're just like, no,
that ain't normal. Like
this not the life that we want to live.
I don't want to have to go to jail over something stupid like some weed.
I don't even want to have to go to jail. Period. But like I said, if you take me down for something that's worth it. Like I ain't gonna be in jail. Like dog, I was smoking. No, I robbed that bank. I killed that nigga. Like
I'm not even gonna be in jail. I'm gonna be sitting. Come and help you. You got some pressure, because if you want to let it out, we can let it out.
So, and I'm not that kind of person. But like, we honestly that's our story. We just really wanted to get it out to just tell y'all, like, if God gave y'all another chance, don't take it for granted. Like, and everything that you go through, really try to find the lesson in it. Like, don't sit back and be like, why this happened to me? No.
Find out why it happened and learn from what happened and figure out how to not have it happen ever again.
Yes, or even if it's not something where you put yourself in that predicament.
And you were around somebody that did something.
Or even if it's something God is taking you through on a daily, like trials and tribulations. Like, don't sit down and be like, why is this happening to me? Why am I? Try to find what God is trying to teach you in that moment.
In life is a lesson.
Everything is a lesson.
Every day is a learning lesson.
And everything is for God's glory. Because when God brings us out, He wants us to tell our testimony so that He can get the glory
and this is
for what He did. And this is our testimony.
To show y'all, like, we went through something stupid, but look where we at now. Like,
exactly.
We're we moved away from our people.
Exactly. Like, we don't even live in
place.
Miami anymore. Like, we could have chose to stay in Miami because, it was more convenient. We didn't have to pay bills. We good at our people's house. Like, no, like we wanted to get away because we want an experience and get a different environment.
Granted, we still struggle. We still go through what we have to go through. But
God,
it's a learning lesson.
And God keeps us. And when you know that you're where God, when you know where God, you know that it's where God took you, because God has sustained us. We have been up here for almost 2 years, and we can't even tell you half the times how we have gotten through certain things,
Every day is a different struggle, a different testimony, y'all.
But God keeps us. You know, we still go through life every day, but God has kept us, and God has shown us that it's a reason why we didn't go to jail that night. It's a reason why we wake up every single day. It's a reason why we're sitting here telling this story to somebody.
To let y'all
I don't know who
like,
this story is going to touch, but somebody needs to hear it. And it's okay if you messed up. It's okay if you went to jail before. You know, it's
because
okay.
That's a learning lesson. That's a way for you to preach your story to the next person, to tell them, I've been through that, I done that, but look where I'm at now.
And make sure you get the lesson. That is the most important thing, to get the lesson. Because if you go through it and you don't get,
you're going to keep going through the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. It was in vain. You're going to keep going through it, and God going to keep whooping you and keep making you go through those same things until you get what He's trying to tell you. You know, God is trying to tell us all something, because like I said in my very first video, we all were put here for a purpose. God had a purpose in mind for all of us that fit His plan for this world. So until we wake up and try to walk in that purpose or realize why God put us here, we just going to keep going through the motions and going through the cycles of feeling like we're being
purposeless. Our life is going to feel purposeless. We're going to feel useless. We're going to feel like nothing.
We're going to feel like we're being whooped. And that's because we're not getting what God is trying to tell us. Like, if only we had not gotten the lesson that night, we probably would have been put back in that same situation until we got what God was trying to teach us, you know? So, yeah.
But y'all, like, that really taught us a life lesson that we have took with us and we have brought up here that we don't mind sharing with y'all. Yes, we were scared, we was nervous, but we don't mind sharing it because that's something that we went through and we learned.
Exactly, and we've honestly contemplated sharing this story a while, but... Yes, but that is going to be the end of this video. I know we've kept y'all for a long time, but I thank each and every one of you that chose to tune in. I pray that this video touched somebody, and as I always say, I hope somebody was blessed by something that I said or that we said today. And in my other video, I also mentioned that I did have a channel with my best friend, but we wanted to let you guys know that...
pause for
it is on pause right now. We kind of just decided to just focus on what God had for us individually, which was me working on my own channel, her focusing on her calling and what God has been telling her to do. But we did want to let you guys know about it, and we're going to leave the link in the description box so you guys can check our videos if you want to. But we wanted to let you know that that video is totally opposite from my channel. So watch those videos at your own discretion and watch it judge free. You know, that's just a fun channel where we were just being nuts. We were doing things. So yes, we were cussing on there. We were doing things, you know, but
mind y'all, this is still like progression, not perfection. We actually progressed into who we are now. Those videos.
Our last video was probably at the top of this year, or like right at the beginning when we did the Japanese snacks video. But so if you choose to go check out our videos, just be mindful, you know, that we were in a different place, and I'm in a totally different space right now. And when our channel does resume and God does call us back to start pursuing that channel, it's going to be a different energy,
a different look,
and everything like that.
Something that you guys are all going to love. It's not going to be something that you're like, what is that?
But it is fun. The videos are funny. It's fun, and it's a little bit more insight to my personality and things like that. So if you guys want to check that out, the description will definitely be in the video. In the description box below. But as always, I love you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video.